Kristi Noem actually has the power to deport the family of the Colorado attacker, who overstayed his visa and was thus in this country illegally. She's all over it. She said so on Twitter. Here's her little spiel to the camera. Let's take a listen to Ice Barbie. I actually don't see that, by the way, as such a negative thing. I actually think it's kind of great. She looks great, right? Why not? Okay, Ice Barbie.
Today, the Department of Homeland Security and ICE are taking the family of suspected Boulder, Colorado terrorist and illegal alien Mohammed Solomon into ICE custody. Now, Mohammed's despicable actions will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. But we're also investigating to what extent his family knew about this horrific attack, if they had any knowledge of it, or if they provided support to it. I am continuing to pray for the victims of this attack and for all of their families. Our thoughts and our prayers go out to all of them, and I want them to know that justice will be served.
Wow. Okay, so that's the verdict on that one. And again, we should point out, this guy was here illegally. According to DHS, he overstayed the visa. So when, Stephen Miller's up there saying we kind of need to investigate everybody who's overstayed, everybody who's in the country illegally, this has to be a top priority. He's not kidding.
According to the Department of Homeland Security, this is from the Assistant Secretary for Public Affairs, Tricia McLaughlin, he entered the country in August 2022 on a B-2 visa that expired in February 2023. He filed for asylum in September of 2022. Sources are telling CNN's John Miller that he had previously applied for asylum in 2005. We know that the White House Deputy Chief of Staff, Stephen Miller, had previously tweeted that he had overstayed a visa and was in the country illegally.
Like how? Like how do you, So anyway, that's the upshot. The whole family, he's got 5 kids and a wife. They're now being detained by ICE, and it's expected that they are going to be looking at expedited removal. Again, according to one Kristi Noem. Let me show you her tweet. She writes, there's no room in the United States for the rest of the world's terrorist sympathizers. Anyone who thinks that they can come to America and hide behind the First Amendment to advocate for anti-Semitic violence and terrorism, think again. You're not welcome here. We will find you, deport you, and prosecute you. Definitely not protect, prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law. Our prayers are with the families, the victims, the people of Boulder, Colorado. This evil, she writes, has to stop. Yeah. I mean, again, this is why this team was elected, okay? You knew what you were getting. People said that this is going to end. Like, we're going to do 2 things. We're going to improve the economy, get rid of inflation. I guess this is 3 things, but I see the economy and inflation as one and the same. And we've got to actually shore up our country so that we know who's here. And so we need to close our borders. We actually, you talk to any conservative, they're pretty nice people, right? Like, I don't think anybody's saying, we can't ever have anybody come here, but we certainly have to know who's coming here. You can't just have, open season, or you're going to be looking at national security threats, as Tom Homan has outlined.
And I said what concerned me the most was they created the biggest national security vulnerability this country's ever seen. Not only did 2 million known gotaways, 2 million people cross the border, we don't know who they are, where they came from, we don't know where they are now. On top of that, even through the legal process, the Biden administration was bringing people unvetted, handing out work visas like they're candy, while they sat here and planned something bad. We are going to be dealing with this for the next 10 years. Because of the chaos they created in 4 years. We're out there kicking butt. We're arresting a lot of criminal aliens. We're out there looking for the bad guy. And when we're out there doing that, Sean, we got protesters assaulting ICE officers. We got members of Congress all over the country going to ICE facilities, raising hell, saying this is your...
Yeah, it's not appropriate. I'm just looking at Jonathan Mason's comment. You made this earlier, Jonathan, and you're right. AOC has never actually experienced socialism. I think anybody who's really experienced socialism would know that it's a pretty dangerous proposition. And so we've got a lot going on right now. I mean, they just think, we're going to open the borders and welcome the whole world. And, I don't think it's as simple and good-hearted perhaps as they're trying to present. I actually think that this is about something else, which is, gerrymandering, redistricting. They want to make sure they have enough people in a certain congressional district so that they can get more Democrats so that they can then affect more laws. And so it's kind of, sad when you realize that none of this really is all that altruistic. And Stephen Clark, thank you so much for your generosity. And I so accept the compliment. Yes, we have a brilliant news channel here. I'm gonna talk a little bit more about that as we move through the show, because Trish Regan Show now in the top 100 again. We've been moving up in the rankings, so it's all thanks to you guys. Please do what you can. Subscribe, share, like, all that good stuff. It's literally just me getting up here every day and coming to you with the news, and you guys responding. So it's a really wonderful thing to see. I would add to this that, you look at what Alina's doing there in New Jersey, and you consider what Pam Bondi's doing in the state of New York, and Letitia James, of course, is flipping out because she has no more money. The state of New York is losing its money. They're going to defund all of these sanctuary cities and states. Now, whether or not they're going to be able to get that all the way up through the courts, that'll be fascinating to see. But as I said earlier, constitutionally, they have this power. So unless Congress is going to come out and say, we're going to impeach Donald Trump, we don't think that this is fair, that he's cutting off the funding of all these states that are not playing ball, unless they're going to hold him to it and impeach him, I'm not sure that they got a leg to stand on, really and truly. As I said, we're totally independent. We're thrilled that we just made the top 100 again. We're climbing in the ranks. I think we went from 52 to 36, so thank you for that. And we want to thank our sponsors right here on this show, helping us stay independent. One of them is Patriot Mobile. And I got to tell you, if you live in the boonies, this is the thing for you. Even if you don't live in the boonies, I'll tell you, I used to live in Manhattan, and I'd go up and down the FDR, and wow, my calls would drop all the time. So this is kind of handy because basically you can choose your 3 top carriers and get them all through Patriot Mobile, which is pretty cool, right? So if one carrier is not working so well, you go to another and then you bounce to another. And it's great. You can keep your phone number, you keep everything, and you get a month free. And you help the Trish Regan Show. PatriotMobile.com/Trish, or you can call 972. You know what? This is wrong. What am I doing? It's Patriot. We need to get them to change that, right? Here we go. This is where you need to go. PatriotMobile.com/Patriot. Make sure that you use Trish. Okay, so in your code, or you can call them at 972-PATRIOT. Today, another one of our great sponsors here that we'd like to thank, Balance in Nature. You get, I get my fruits and veggies every day from these guys, which is terrific because it means I finally get my vitamin D. You can get 35% off right now at Balance in Nature with my code TRISH. You can call them at 1-800-246-8751, 1-800-246-8751. Just a tremendous product, and I should say products, because they get tons of stuff on there and tons of testimonials, and you don't have to take the fruits and veggies and just happen to take those and like them, and they send them to you. You get free shipping, by the way, too, with code word TRISH. So check them out when you can.